Batas International Media. www.batasmedia.com. From the Philippines to the world, for the glory of God and service to mankind.
Yes, okay, so it's really understood. Yeah, we cannot acquire 10 million hectares in the Philippines, particularly, oh, yeah, with those tropical kinds of mahoganies. I'm sure that we don't have that. Okay,
That's
so
right.
that answers that question.
That's correct.
And of course, how are you related to Kenyan government, by the way? Why are they giving all this lands?
Well, first and foremost, like I said, eradicating poverty in Africa, and we are attacking the place where the really poor people live, and that is the semi-arid, the semi-desert land. There is nothing that grows there. They cannot even grow their own food there. Before we come, it is dry land. When we come in and start planting trees, it becomes green land. Because as you probably know, trees capture water, and then the whole ground will be different than it was before. So we can then work with the people around the plantation so they can sustain a living where they live. Instead of going to town to try to get something done there, they can stay there. We create communities, and that is the most important thing. We are, in fact, by planting trees, we take the man in the family, give him a salary to plant trees. When the woman is there in their little land piece where they have to plant their own things, we give her microfinance. That means money, so they can, and we teach them how to do things. We give them seedlings, we give them water, and then we teach them how to make their business growing. Then we have an organization which is called Child Africa, and my wife living in Uganda, she is the managing director of that. And she is then coming in and build schools for these kids. So we work with a man, woman, and the child in the family to build the communities. So they are sustainable there. And you see, that particular tree, which we are growing, called mukau, which is a mahogany tree, that is the tree that we have developed more or less ourselves, because it was almost dying out in Kenya some years ago when our forestry director, Jan van den Nabele, who is a Belgian, he, together with KEFRI, which is the Kenya Forestry Research Institute, they worked together to try to graft that tree to make it live longer. It was difficult and costly. So we have been working for 3.5 years in a university in Belgium, in a forestry laboratory there, to clone that tree. And in fact, now in July, this is where we are getting our first clone trees into Kenya. So now is the time that we can speed up. That's why we come to the Philippines to now get donations for trees, so we can speed up and plant millions of trees. In fact, in a year or two, I can't tell you exactly when, but sometime ahead, a few years ahead, we will be able to plant more than 1 million trees a day, every day. So that means we are speeding up quite rapidly. So that's why we are here in the Philippines now, to get donations for trees,
Right.
and then the money for the trees coming back to the Filipino who donated the trees and to their organization. So in fact, if you're a member of Rotary and you donate a tree, Rotary will get the benefit, and that the benefit will get back to you in the end of the day.
And that's also the reason why when I came up also with the program called the Billionaires Club later, because I'm sure that there's gonna be some selected organizations that are willing to donate at least 100,000 trees, because that's gonna generate an income of at least 1 billion pesos
That is correct.
later after 20 years.
Yes.
So probably if their goal is to plant, or probably their goal is to actually have at least 5 billion trees in 20 years, all they have to do is donate at least 500,000 trees.
That's
See?
right. Yeah.
And that's also the reason why it's going to be a big campaign, because later on I'm going to, I am going to really implement that. It's like a commander, like I said a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in full force because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big responsibility to our environment. And of course, I'm sure that you have a big responsibility also to your organization. And through everybody's help, and through everyone's donation of just 1,000 pesos, it could be a big, big help already for that organization, right? So they have to build that organization in order to have a sustainable income, and for that organization also to be able to help these people, because they're the ones who actually make them to have that kind of money.
That
Right?
is correct. Yes, absolutely. And the organizations that will be working with us, they will not be only sustainable, but they will be sustainable for life.
For life,
For
yes.
the lifetime of the organization. Let's make a simple estimation. For example, if they get 100,000 donation today from their members, given into the organization. First and foremost, the organization get 10%, so that will make them some money right away. After 5 years, they start getting more money.
10%
Yes.
of whatever they have donated. That's
Correct.
true.
And the 20th
Yes.
year, they get it 10 times the whole donation.
Right, right.
Now, let's say that 20 years from now, all the money is there in the organization. Let's say that 500 million they will spend doing good with whatever the humanitarian organization
Yes.
or the environmental organization going to do. Spend 500 million doing that. Then they can put another 500 million and then donate to trees again. So that will yield them even 10 times more.
continues,
So it
yeah.
will double and multiply as they
Right,
go.
right.
Because obviously, when we have cut one tree, we will plant one tree again. So that means we can have taken more donation.
Exactly.
So this one is a never-ending story. That is
Yeah.
why we need 5 million hectares of land, because we are not going to stop.
That's
We are
true.
going to conquer the whole of Africa, desert area or semi-desert area, and make it into Greenland with a place to live for people.
Yeah, that's true. And since we also know that there are some organizations already who have started having these tree campaigns, especially, as an example, is the 12 million tree campaign in Camarines Sur, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact. And
yes.
we're going to be talking to them tomorrow, okay?
That's right.
Because, of course, we have to know also, we have to find these organizations who's also going to be planting the trees that we're going to be donating.
Yes.
Because we're going to we have to make sure that they're going to be planted in a way that they will really grow and they're going to be taken care of, okay?
That is correct.
So that's not a problem. We have already sorted those out. And the most important thing is the campaign that we have to gather all these organizations to
Yes.
be able to participate in this project.
That is
Okay.
right.
So is there anything else you can say about this campaign in the Philippines right now?
Well, I think that if I had a big organization in the Philippines and was heading a big organization, I would start talking to you.
Of course.
So find a way to get my organization into this system. Because, for example, let's say that, let me take CCW, which we know very well,
Yeah, with attorney, Jose Miguel Malvar.
Yes.
We were just talking to him about this Better Globe project we have last night.
Yes.
And he was really, really into it though, because he's just planted, as a matter of fact, lately.
Yes.
He just planted 300,000 somewhere else in Laguna.
Yes.
So meaning he's already started it.
Yes, and also you see, if they have more than 1 million members, probably 1.5 million members.
Right.
If only 10% of them, 100,000 members donate, then that organization will have 1 billion pesos.
Exactly,
over
1 billion
20 years.
already.
And they can do a lot of good with
Yes.
that money.
Yes.
So that is a simple way to do it. So if I had heading a big organization, I would get in touch with you, sooner the better.
Exactly.
So be among these 12 elected
Yeah.
ones.
So it's either just gonna be an organization of like religious organization or some other organization, because they got different type humanitarians
Christian,
or
environmental.
business, business organizations or whatever, as long as they are willing to donate at least 100,000 trees. So they're gonna be included in our billionaires club, okay?
That is correct.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And by the way, since I'm also an appointed CCW Better Globe chairman, of course, Better Globe Task Force and Rescue Team, I'm also inviting everybody to participate in our CCW Better Globe team, because this is going to be a way also to protect, and of course, the environment, because we're going to be planting trees,
Yes.
and at the same time to prevent crimes. Okay, because CCW's main goal is to promote peace and order, and of course integrity.
How
Okay.
can I get in touch with you?
Oh yes, sure. You can get in touch with me through my cell phone number 0908-885-7288. Okay, you can get in touch with my Better Globe project coordinator or project director of Mystica'S Charity Foundation, none other than Miss Nina. Okay, once again 0908-885-7288, or they can go directly online or mysticacharityfoundation.org or betterglobeforestry.com. or through you. And by the way, you have that magazine, which is
Yes.
called MIDI magazine.
Yes.
And what is that MIDI called? I mean, MIDI means.
Well, Miti, that stands for trees in Swahili language in Africa. And this is the only the tree business magazine of Africa. And Better Globe is the one that is publishing a magazine like this. And in this magazine, we are showing people how to plant trees, how to make money on trees. And in fact, when you see the picture here, we can see that you are involved there also, because you are in
Oh,
in
that's
Kenya.
me. That's me when I
Yeah.
was in Kenya
Yeah,
with
you
all
were in
these
Kenya.
African kids.
That's right.
African students,
Yeah,
by
so
the
you
way.
were,
Yeah.
you were there, in fact, a year ago or last year.
I am there.
Yeah.
There.
So, well, that is that we are writing about forestry and everything that goes on. This is a very highly respected magazine, and we have all the support from all the organizations in Kenya, the government, the vice president of Kenya, Kolonso Musyoka. He is really positive to our project, and he says that that is one of the best projects for forestry in Kenya. We attended a World Bank seminar just a month ago with the whole team of forestry people there. And people from all over the world were praising Better Globe for doing a fantastic job of creating work environment in the semi-desert land. And you see, by the way, to hit two birds in one stone, like I said, to eradicate poverty in Africa, with the same money that we also are eradicating poverty
in the Philippines.
and helping the environment in the
Exactly,
Philippines.
yes.
I think that is to kill two birds in one stone.
Right.
And we have found, as thanks to you, Mystica, that you came up with a suggestion that we had to do something for the Filipinos.
Exactly,
And-
because
and we have found a way.
It is
A very good
really
way.
it is really very important for them to know that you're not just eradicating poverty in Africa,
Yeah.
but of course, since I'm also here to be going to enforce this, in
Yes.
full force. So for sure that the Philippines poverty is going to be eradicated also through me, and of course with the help and support of Better Globe. Okay.
Yes. And whatever we are doing in Kenya, you can go to our website, betterglobeforestry.com, and read all about it. It's written, the project we have, how we're doing things, and all sorts of things there. And there's linked to our partners all over Kenya and all the institutions that we work with also. So anything you would like to know about us, you can find on betterglobeforestry.com.
And we also have a new website right now, which is also betterglobe.asia.
That is
right.
right.
So
Yeah,
besides
yes.
that, betterglobe or forestry.com, like I mentioned a while ago, so you can go to betterglobe.asia
Yeah, and
or
that-
mysticachartyfoundation.org.
Yeah, betterglobe.asia is explaining what we are doing in the Philippines. So that's the one that if you want to know how we are doing things here, you can go to that website.
Right.
It has just been uploaded yesterday, so it's a new website and it's still under construction. We are doing a lot of different things there, but it's good enough to understand what we are doing there.
Well, it's well understood that through Better Globe's program, you see, there's going to be a lot of Filipino kids or families, not just the kids, not just mainly for the kids. This is for people in the Philippines in general, okay? So here is going to be like the PWDs, persons with disabilities, and of
Yes.
course, under the supervision of Dr. Pons Aberin, and of course, to whatever they want to, to put the money to, especially
That's
the
right.
Rotarians as well. I'm
Yes.
sure that they have their own different types of projects as well, not just into tree planting, but of course, helping other people or any other organizations. I'm sure that the money that's going to be generated through Better Globe, they're going to put that money into some other things that they know that's going to help also their own group or their own Filipino people in general.
That's right, and everything that anybody donates through Mystica Charity Foundation or the other organizations to plant trees, we will then donate back to the Filipinos to plant trees here and do good things here. Like, for example, we donated not long ago, I think it was in January, €1,000 to Rotary.
Yeah, to Rotary
to
because
plant,
of the tree planting, yes. And of course with Mayor Lim,
Yes.
Mayor Alfredo Lim, and of course the governor, District Governor Tranquil Salvador, and headed by our Global President Rolly Pagaspas, of course.
In Rotary,
And yes, so that was quite successful after that, and then we know that there's going to be a lot more. That was just a start. We're going to be
Yes.
donating more
Yes.
donations to several people who are in charge of the planting of trees here in the Philippines.